So, you've got a vehicle wrap, or you're thinking about getting one. You already know how amazing they look. But man, winter can be seriously tough on your graphics. So let's get into it and talk about how to protect that investment when the salt and grime hit the road.
It's a question you've probably asked yourself, right? You see all that nasty slush and salt caked onto your car, and you just have to wonder, what is that stuff actually doing to my wrap? Well, the truth is, it can be pretty harsh if you don't stay on top of it.
You've got road salt, you've got those liquid de-icers, and then there's that grimy winter spray that just covers everything. They all pose a threat. We're going to break down exactly what that threat is, and more importantly, what you can do about it.
First things first, let's talk about the most obvious winter enemy, that chemical cocktail they spray all over the roads to keep us from sliding around.
You know, when we say road salt or brine, we're really talking about a mix of these chemical compounds. And yeah, they're great at melting ice, but they are also, by their very nature, corrosive. And the worst part, that stuff gets absolutely everywhere.
Now here's where it gets interesting. How does the salty mixture actually damage the wrap material? Because it might not be in the way you think.
Okay, this right here is the key. The face of the vinyl, the main surface, is incredibly tough. The real danger isn't to the vinyl itself, but to the weak spots, the seams, the edges, and the adhesive that's holding it all together. So here's the process. That salty road spray gets on your vehicle and it dries. As it dries, the salt forms these tiny, sharp little crystals. These crystals then work their way into the little gaps along the edges and seams of your wrap. Over time, they get underneath and start to weaken the adhesive. That's what leads to staining and eventually the dreaded edge lift.
So what's the game plan? Honestly, it's all about prevention. Rinsing your vehicle at least once a week during the winter is absolutely crucial. And I'm not even talking a full soap and bucket wash every time. Just a good, thorough rinse to knock that salt off is huge. Make sure you pay extra attention to the lower parts of your car and the wheel wells, because that's where it really builds up.
But here's the thing, salt isn't the only chemical you need to look out for. There are other common things that can put your wrap at risk, and this is a year-round issue.
Think about it. A little gasoline spill at the pump, some harsh engine degreaser, or even some of those really aggressive bug and tar removers. If you let that stuff sit on the wrap, it can cause some serious problems. We're talking softening the vinyl, dulling that protective top coat, or even leaving a permanent stain. That's why cleaning it up fast is so important.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This comes straight from the top. The big names, 3M, Avery Dennison, Orifol, you look at any of their official care guides, and they all have specific warnings about what these kinds of chemicals can do to their vinyl.
Okay, I know that sounds like a lot to worry about, but here's the good news. Almost all of this damage is completely preventable. All it takes is a simple, consistent care routine.
Let's keep it simple. Rule number 1, clean up any spill the second you see it. Use gentle, pH-neutral soaps that are actually made for cars. And hey, if you're using a pressure washer, just be careful. Don't blast the water directly at the edges or seams of the wrap. You can actually force water up underneath and cause it to lift.
This is such a great rule of thumb. If you see some mystery spot on your wrap, your first instinct might be to grab a towel and wipe it off. Don't do it. You have no idea what that is, and you could be dragging abrasive gunk all across the surface. The best thing to do is flood the area with water and gently wash it away.
So why does all this matter? Come on, you know the answer. A vehicle wrap is a big investment in the look of your car or truck. And like any investment, it pays to protect it.
And that is really the bottom line, isn't it? These wraps are designed to be tough, for sure, but they're not indestructible. A few minutes of simple preventative care each week, especially in the winter, can literally be the difference between a wrap that lasts a few years and one that's still turning heads 5, 6, or even more years down the line.
By taking these simple steps, you're making sure your vehicle is going to keep looking its best, no matter what the road or the weather decides to throw at it. So I hope this helps you keep that wrap in perfect condition for years to come.